Okay, I'm going to show you how to use the to clone a hard drive. For that, we're going to use the Clonzilla disk, um, which you can download from the Clonzilla website. Just Google Clonzilla. We're going to use a 250 gigabyte hard drive to upgrade this current computer to from 120 or something like that to 250. So for that, I will just quickly show you. What the current disk is at the moment. So you can see there that it is 111, which is approximately 120 gigabyte hard drive. So what we're going to do is, first of all, turn off the computer, and prior to turning off the computer, make sure that you open the CD bay and insert your Clonzilla disk, Clonzilla live disk. So you put that on, and just before you turn it off, we're going to use a device like this, which is to connect the hard disk drive as an external device, which is where the cloning will take place. So for this one, what I've done is basically removed the circuitry from an external hard drive device, and then just use it to use for either 2.5 inches hard drive or a 3.5 inch hard drive. It doesn't matter, it'll work both ways. What you do is just plug it into the USB like so, and then they will see that will appear here in just a moment. That'll just pop up as soon as I turn. My device is not turned on at the moment, so I'm just gonna turn it on. You can see the blue light turning on here, and in a few seconds it'll show up on the screen. Okay, so it's installing the software, the drivers. You can just click for progress, and then there is shown up. Okay, so that's the drive here at the back. That's the drive here at the back, and that's basically, a 250 gigabyte hard drive. Don't worry about formatting it. You don't have to format it. When you go through the Clonzilla device process, this is all going to happen there. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up, turn it off, and restart the machine, and make sure that it's from the CD drive. So while that's happening, it's important to remember that your machine must be plugged into the to electricity, and make sure that you're using, because you're using an external, you're handling internal peripherals, to use a static free mat. Okay, so now it's restarting. We go through the boot room. We start our Clonzilla disk, and this is the Clonzilla device. We're basically going to go through the defaults of it. So basically we're going to select the first one on the screen and just hit enter on that. And then Clonzilla will load up. So basically what's happening here is the Clonzilla is running all its scripts. It'll depend on the computer speed and RAM and type of hard drive and the speed of the CD drive as to how long it will take to load. After this, you should start to see some activity on the computer, and eventually it'll just load up to all the options that we're going to go through. Okay, so here you just select English, press enter, don't touch the key map. This is just very basic stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to start Clonzilla, and then here every time that gives you an options, and you can read from there. This case we're just going to do an upgrade, so we're going to use from disk or partition to a disk or partition, and then just click OK, which is the second option from the top, and then just let it load. Now in here we're just beginners, we're just going to use the beginner option, and we are going to choose the local disk to local disk. This is used for upgrades, so we're just going to hit the first option. Then it's going to load up, and it's going to start asking you the source. So if you look here, choose the local disk as source. So we're going to use the 120 gig hard drive that is currently existing on the computer as a source. Press enter on that, and then it's going to ask you to select the target, so press enter on the only available option. Clonzilla is very user friendly, so it will allow you to skip the checking of our repairing of the source of the system file, so basically it'll just do it by default. So you just go click on that OK, and then it'll ask you the next time you run this command directly, it gives you the command prompt. So just press enter to continue. Wait for it to load. Okay, so this is gonna give you all this mumbo jumbo. You don't really need to know much about it, except that it'll ask you a couple of times. It'll give you a warning that the disk, this disk here is going to be erased, and is going to be replaced by the disk inside the machine. So at the very bottom here, it will ask you, are you sure you want to continue with this? Press Y and enter. It'll ask you for a second time just to make sure that you are on the right, on your right side of your mind, and then go yes on that and click on OK. Now it's going to give all this mumbo jumbo again. It'll ask you, this is if you wanted to clone the bootloader, which is the area which allows the disk to be executable. You say yes to that, and then click on next. And then it'll again ask you, we will start to clone the data to the target machine, and if you're sure to proceed, then press yes and then enter. And at this point, it will start to load up all its stuff. It will bring it to the following screen. It'll bring it to this following screen where it's just going to load up the instructions that you just provided to the computer, and at the completion of this, it'll tell you, it'll ask you what you should do. It will ask you that it will tell you that it's completed at the end of this remaining time, and basically you can just open your computer and close it as you prefer. So that's how you do it. At the end of this video, we'll see the rest of what's happened. Okay, so now we've finished, and in the bottom of the screen it says press enter to continue, and just press 0 to power off, because at this point we are going to install the new disk into the laptop. So that's basically the part of Clonzilla. At the end, it'll ask you to remove the disk, so take that out, and it says to please remove this, and then press enter to continue, and then the computer by itself will go to an automatic shutdown. We disable the device and unplug it from the location, and then install the new drive.